Hello everyone and welcome to another Elliott Waves on Cryptos. It's been a while, nothing much has changed, and we're back with another video. This time around the QIC team voted for BTC and Ethereum. Makes a bit of sense where we currently are, with people split between whether the alt season is going to be on soon anytime or not. So we're going to look at both and then hopefully answer all your questions. In case you do have, of course, any, feel free to leave your comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Without, of course, further ado, we can continue into the analysis. However, I would like to mention that none of this is financial advice and is to be taken with an educational sort of taste, as well as with some as we say, with a pinch of salt, because we are in a very volatile market and a lot of things can happen whether the analysis does make sense or not. So just wanted to quickly remind you about my long-term count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is our wave 2. There is also potential for a wave 2 here as well, right? And then off we go for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alternative scenarios can be seen in my previous videos, where I also go through quite a bit of the timing analysis and where I expect the BTC to top and when the next alt season to end, which is in September of 2025. This is over like 27, 28 months from now. We are in May of 2024, so a year and plus. And if you want to see that analysis, you should go to the previous video. You'll also see the alternatives. We're going to go through a few of them, not a lot. Now, the one of the alternatives I already mentioned would be for a wave 2 to be here, because we're looking at wave 4 and wave 2 here, and this is a high degree correction that seems to be similar to the previous the lower degree correction. So it would also be possible that this is wave 2 ends here, but we'll have to assume quite of a truncation here. That wouldn't look at this in a different manner. We'll look at this as a 5-wave leg, and we'll probably look at this as an ABC, which would then mean that we are either going to go and break to new highs and continue as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or there would be potential for W, X, and Y, since again we're going to be looking for a correction. However, the W, X, and Y would be less likely because we're going to be again in a minor, or not minor, a less, a lower degree move compared to this. So this is a smaller move correction, as of course already it makes sense. And this is an equal case for this count, which is the main, to expect an ABC as well. We can expect a flat here. If we expect a flat, then, or if we do get a flat, we'll have to change this wave 2 here, so that will give a bit more space to that leg. But wave C would have to be very quick, because that correction already looks too much. Okay. So this is pretty much on the long-term stuff, guys. Maybe I can quickly show you another case here where the full leg to the upside is ending in the cycle 1 over here, and this is considered to be a flat because it is a very sort of decent flat, to be fair. And this is the beginning of a new wave to the upside. Equally, we could have here a flat pattern with wave C coming down, and in this particular case the flat would make more sense to be in this particular place, since this is the largest corrective move rather than anywhere else. What is this? The another scenario, hold on, this is the one we have been looking. Yeah, and then what I wanted to show you as well, of course, would be the lower degree move, what is going on in the lower degree and what are the expectations. Now, given, of course, that we've ended down here and that is the bottom in, if this is 1 and we have a flooding wave 2, I'm looking at this as a potential wave 3 end, okay? Looking at the extension of wave 1 and 2, if it lets me do it, 1 second, we should also easily see that we did around 160, 178% of that. So it actually bodes well to be an intermediate wave 3. And for that reason, guys, I'm looking at this as a WX, YX, and Z, okay? A triple zigzag. Now, there is one thing to mention here, and then an alternative because of that reason. The guidelines of alternation typically don't have two sideways correction in one 5-wave leg. If this is a flat and this is a WX, YZ, and Y, it means that there's two considered to be sideways correction. So we would prefer to have a flat and just a sharp correction. Now, this would be a WX and Y, for example, that suggests that the bottom is in. However, if you look at the WX and Y as the matching correction in that particular wave 2, it just doesn't make much sense because this one is 150 days, right? Versus this one would just be 48 days. We're talking about 3 times more. So this is the reason I'm mainly expecting another leg to the downside here. Okay, and if we look though at the at the indicators here a little bit, the volume indicator, this is the VFI, by the way, I've been using for a while. I'm using it, the volume flow indicator. It's still negative. So and we're on the 8-hour, and momentum has of course come, but it doesn't. It has slowed down quite a bit, and still, of course, it moves in a regular sort of a case where, I mean, if we were to expect a new move to the upside, not that we're not expecting in the short term, it could go higher and then still turn. But I would have preferred to see more momentum coming in, okay? This is what I'm saying. I would prefer to see more momentum coming in, then get a divergence, do a pullback, and then continue higher. So with the current indicators also pointing to potential sort of slowdown, okay? This is currently my main. Now you might ask, what if we just go up from here? What happens in that case, dude? Well, if we continue up from here, guys, I would probably just go and still label this as 1, 2, but I would go for a case where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I would prefer to have this as wave 4 and this as wave 4, although it doesn't make much sense either, because this correction is very fast and this takes its toll as well. Just to use the same method, this is 36 bars, and in the other case down here this will be 150 bars. Again, it just doesn't make much sense, but I would prefer to have this anomaly in a lower degree leg rather than anything else. Now if we look at this momentum that's driving prices up, now this is most probably a third wave though, okay? And this is important to remember. That is why currently we are looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're looking for the fifth. So we are between here a WX and Y and a WX, YX, and Z, okay? With currently just based on the duration of this wave 2, looking for a triple zigzag rather than anything else. But it would not be impossible. It is probable that our wave 4 is also finished. Now I will go a little bit closer to explain a little bit what we need to watch for that particular case. Now currently, guys, this can easily be looked as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which means we're correct and we'll continue higher and the bottom is in. Why? Because so far we have done 3 waves, we have done a 4th wave, okay, from what it looks like, because it looks correct as an ABC. We have not broken below this 65, 63 swing. And as long as we remain above that level, guys, okay, then this is still a decent 5-wave leg to the upside. I'll give you a very easy explanation. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can go up to do 5, then correct, okay, or might fall. If we fall without going up first, it means we are not going to have a 5th wave, or No, well, we can have a fifth wave, but we're not going to have a 5-wave leg. That means most probably that this is going to be an ABC. So this makes that swing high very important, but it's second priority. I guess the first priority would be to see whether we can go and do a new high now. Because if we do a new high now, then we can more confidently say that this is a 5-wave leg to the upside. We're going to correct and potentially continue higher. Now, there is also potential for this to consolidate, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a triangle here and then we do the 5th up. Either way, currently we have either ended that leg to the upside, we're going to go down in Zen, then continue higher, or we're in 1, 2, 3, we're in the 4th wave currently of this wave 1 to the upside, okay, and then we'll continue high. But this comes with its risks, because guys, if this is wave 4, right, and this is 1 and 2 and this is 3, we can get 4. Our 5th literally would be in above 74. That would be more risky for a drop, big drop, okay? Why? Because the 5th wave will be in. However, let's not forget, we're looking at a very sort of a large move to the upside here, and it's unlikely that the 5th wave is just going to be that short. Typically, what happens, okay, let's just not look at this for a second. Let's just look at the extension of a 4th wave, supposedly. You know, we would be looking at something like anywhere between 110 and 165, okay? But from a structural perspective, the moment we do break above that leg, above that high, the top would be in. So it would just be new price territory for us to take into account, okay? So this is all for BTC. Now for Ethereum, I think, yeah, for Ethereum, this is my main, guys, okay? So maybe I would go and start with this to show you the longer term count. My longer term count, guys, has super cycle wave 1 done at 1500s. This is a wave 2, and then we're looking at 1 and 2 again, and then you have 1 and 2 again, and then you have 1 and 2 again. This makes Ethereum extremely bullish in the long term, okay? There is a potential scenario where this is a wave 2, but again, we have to consider this as a truncation. It's quite of a truncation as well. It wouldn't change much this either. Then I also have a little bit, I have my questions, my sort of repercussions about this as well. The 2 and the 4 look like might not be part of the same sort of leg, but then we'll make the assumption that these 2 and these 4 are. So any way you look at it, both are correct. And of course, there is a scenario where this might just be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but this really looks like an ABC, so I'm not really fond of that. Now on the longer term, this is one of the cases. This is 1, 2, 1, 2. However, there is potential scenario where this is 1 and this is an ABC for wave 2. This scenario is very bullish, okay? In either case, guys, any way we look at it, the bottom being in here is very likely, okay? So from down here, it's not I mean, it's very hard to return back to this level where we currently stand. Yes, if this is 1, 2, and this is 1, 2, then maybe we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. Okay, 4. Either, I will show you now, wave 3, or again, extremely bullish for wave 1. Then we get 2, 3, 4, and 5 for 3, and then 4 and 5 for 3, then 4 and 5 for 3, and it goes how it goes, which I think is more likely, to be fair. Now we also have to, fight between these corrections, because the correction seems to be in one case very sharp, okay, which is okay, but in the other case, although they are a bit more like sideways, let's say, which again isn't bad, we're talking about the duration of the two, and it's very hard to compare the two and make sense of the guidelines. That's why they're also called guidelines, guys, especially in cryptos. This is one thing that we're always going to face going forward as well, it seems like. So as we are here, there is also a bearish situation here where perhaps this is a fifth wave up, and the whole count, of course, from the bottom up is a little bit different here. This is our super cycle wave 1. This is an ABC. this would be an ABC, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is a bearish case, and I repeat, you know, the flat wouldn't, oh, well, actually it would just be in now. It looks like a 4K. So, but then, you know, this is definitely corrective. The risk is that we have 1, 2, 3, perhaps, you know, the fifth one coming in would also be a local top, but we are far, okay, from the top of 2021. And before we break above that, guys, just to give you a little perspective as well, then it was going to be very hard to officially call the next alt season being, you know, coming up. But there is other signs, of course, like where BTC dominance is, where is total 2 and total 3. You can all find that information in my private group. And what is that? Also a less likely scenario where this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. You have a wave 3, and this is a triangle. So in this triangle case, you have an A, you have another triangle in wave B, something like that, and then you have base C, D, and E, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again 5. This changes what the bottom is in, by the way, and it will be around the 1500s rather than anything else. So we're going to have to deal with this. And let me just go back to that now, just to look at the shorter time a little bit. As I said before, it's not like I'm against either of these two counts, but I'm looking at how this moves to the upside currently. I think, you know, these are being a running flat is quite of a bullish case, and well, you could say that if this is a running flat here, maybe we're still dealing with wave 1, because it's supposed to be quite of a bullish wave 3 here. There is, however, the potential, since we don't have it yet, this is why I'm leaving it as is, the potential where the fifth wave is going to be extended. And because cryptos are more connected, like structurally speaking, and how they behave with commodities, the fifth wave being the extended one here will get us up to around the 7K currently. I mean, that assumes, of course, the log function of TradingView's Fibonacci tool is kind of to be taken seriously. So what I'm saying here, we could get an extension that is going to get us to extend the fifth wave quite a lot of this third wave, right? Then if you make this though as well, if you look at the 1 and 2 here as well, you're going to see that the third wave barely is higher than wave 1. So it would be possible to get an extended fifth, because the third wouldn't be the shortest. And as we are here, guys, the reality to be said is that this move to the upside is very bullish. Now on BTC, we saw that leg to the upside not bringing that much momentum, right? But Ethereum did, okay? And that might be a good indication, especially since Ethereum has been lagging. Ethereum has not actually even done a new record high yet, right? So because it has been lagging out, that leg to the upside where BTC didn't actually make that move, tells us that perhaps this might be an early sign that the alt season is near. But I repeat, that it's not just going to take a week or two. It's probably going to take a bit more time. We need to break above that previous high. Let me just quickly show you our dominance. Total 2 would have to go and move past, hold on, to its previous high as well, okay, which is up to around the 1700s. Now we are facing a resistance here exactly, right? But this is the first top, second top. This can be considered a double top if you want, but because, you know, they're just too far apart. But for now, you know, this is where we are, what we're dealing with. If we break higher, then this is going to be a very decent move. My wave 2, my wave 4, look here that they're done. So it would be a possible case that we'll get one more high, then a deep correction in wave 2, and from there we should higher. So maybe a few more weeks, perhaps a couple of months before we get this breakout. This breakout, guys, above that level, confirmed, is going to be the signal for me that this is the alt season. And total 3, also on the follow-up, look, we've also had something similar here. We didn't get as high as that swing, and this, of course, it follows total 2, this is total 3, but when we do break above the 780 also, and then we hit the 850 billion mark, then this is also going to be another signal for me that, okay, we're going to see that probably taking place. So I think I haven't really left you with much on the short term here for Ethereum, much to question still, but in case you do have questions, do let me know. Just to make it a bit more clear, guys, I am looking at these two scenarios equally possible, 1 and 2, or perhaps 1, 2 and 1, 2. And why I'm going with this case mainly is because if that was a minor wave 2, then we'll be looking for kind of intermediate wave 2, we'll be looking for a minor wave 2 that would last a little bit longer, and typically the higher degree corrections last longer. It's how it works. So that's going to be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and take care.